Shalom, family. Good to see you all here. Sorry for the delay, but I'm here. And we're going to talk about a Jamaican woman that made a movie. And the movie was sacrificing Black Americans to save Jamaica, of all things. And it is just amazing to me how many people on this earth hates us. And I'm glad the Most High is revealing this to all of us, you know, because if it weren't for the fact of him bringing over these immigrants, because at the end of the day, he brought them over here to wake us up, to make us see no matter where they come from in this world, they all have one thing in common. They hate us. They hate us even when they come from places where they really wasn't exposed to us. They still have this deep hatred for us. And I'm thinking to myself, you made a movie using us as a blood sacrifice? Boy, that must be some kind of hate. That's all I got to say. But had we not been exposed to all of these immigrants, we probably would have been naive about a lot of this stuff. Now we can't because it's all out in the open for everyone to see. These folks hate us. They hate us. And when you get them talking, it doesn't even make sense. Or they got so much miseducation, and many of them don't even care to correct it. They don't even care. And so, yet we got another immigrant exposing how much they hate us. Once again. So, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so we can get started. Please give me a one if you can see my screen. All it's done for me, it makes me not want to be around them. I don't want to go in their stores. I just don't want any exposure around them anymore because you don't know who's okay, who's not, and I don't have time to try to figure it out. I'll just steer clear away from all of them. Thank you, everybody.
Did y'all see this story about this Jamaican filmmaker or Jamaican lady that made a movie about sacrificing Black Americans or a Black American family to save the island of Jamaica?
Django, did you see the sacrifice I gave you today? The island's already healing from the gift. No, there's more where that came from. Interview my employees for their alibis.
That's Martisha. That would be excellent. However, nobody from this entire family can leave this island until we catch the murderers. And right now, you are also
where you want to make a movie about sacrificing us to save your island, which I kind of think that that's a bit of a metaphor for how you really feel. Let's sacrifice Black Americans for the betterment of ourselves. Yeah. But I just want to say, like, the hate that people have towards Black Americans, I almost really do feel like there's a spiritual warfare or something going on. There's some type of wanting this to destiny swap. I mean, I've heard all of these different things being tossed around. I didn't really solidly entertain any of those things. Like, but I mean, I'm starting to really feel like that is what is going on here, and it's starting to be proven more and more. This lady's talking about she wants to strap a B toy to herself and unalive a bunch of us, and then people in her comment section doubling down and agreeing with her and basically saying that she didn't say anything or do anything wrong. And to me, I feel like all of this hatred and anger that's coming towards us, in my opinion, it just seems to be unprovoked, because what the hell do we really even do to anybody? All of this shit really started for real. All of this back and forth started with this delineation. At least, I mean, maybe it didn't start there, y'all. I don't know. I really don't know. But I feel like ever since the delineation talk has really been more prevalent, and we've been just saying like, no, we're not African, we're American, we're our own ethnic group. We don't want to be lumped into flat blackness. Ever since then, it's like all of this hate and this and I want to show y'all this tweet that she had wrote.
The fact that I created a horror film about how African Americans consider other Black people beneath them, and so many people try to gaslight and say that they view Jamaicans as equals and Black. Anyways, stream my movie, The Island.
When did Black Americans openly express that we think that we're better than other groups, or we think that other groups are beneath us? When did we explicitly ever say that? Because we don't want to be lumped into flat blackness, and we want to have our own separate identity and not get everybody's garbage dumped onto our name. And then when they do something positive or successful like Shabuzi, they get an accolade, then all of a sudden it's shout out to the immigrants, I'm from Nigeria. But then if you was to do something bad, you would be under flat blackness, which will fall on us. So because we're delineating and saying, no, you keep your shit, rather if it's good or bad, keep your shit and we'll keep ours, because we're defending ourselves, that means that we think that we're better than everybody. Because we are setting boundaries, that means that we think that other Blacks are beneath us, because we don't want to be lumped into some flat Black title. That means that we think that other people are beneath us. That sounds a little far-fetched. Matter of fact, that sounds a lot a bit far-fetched. So I don't know why this energy is coming at us so strong. Why is it coming at our group so strong, to the point where you want to make a movie about sacrificing us to save your island, which I kind of think that that's a bit of a metaphor for how you really feel. Let's sacrifice Black Americans for the betterment of ourselves. Yeah.
The fact that I created a horror film about how African Americans consider other Black people beneath them, and so many people tried to gaslight me and say they view Jamaicans as equal and Black. Anyway, stream my movie, The Island. These diaspora wars are just getting so exhausting, but before I show you guys this clip, it's really disgusting. And if you are someone that is Black and not a Black American, can you please call out this toxic behavior? Because if we are going to move forward, we need to call out the people that are contributing to these diaspora wars, and not only contributing to these diaspora wars, making it way worse and toxic and making people hate each other. We need to stop it. So once again, before I show the clip, if you are someone that's not Black American and you see this, make a video calling this bullshit out.
Chango, did you see the sacrifice I gave you today? The island's already healing from the gift. No, there's more where that came from. Interview my employees for their alibis.
Sounds smart, Tisha. That would be excellent. However, nobody from this entire family can leave this island until we catch the murderers. And right now, you are all suspects.
Now, you know that's some corrupt Caribbean bullshit. Yeah. All three of y'all know. That is some corrupt Caribbean bullshit.
How can we possibly be suspects when we have alibis?
You are all each other's alibis, which is why you're all suspects. Who is to say Zora didn't murder her father as soon as she see him and then come running to you guys?
Bitch, why are you smiling? Because I come over there and smack your
It's so boring too.
Tell us what you know. Fuck you. I'm not fucking with no foreign popo. If you ask me for my fucking opinion, this whole little staff y'all got here been creeping way too close to my damn family since we stepped foot on this nasty dog out ass island.
Like I said, that shit was so divisive. It was terrible acting. It's terrible everything. All you're trying to do is contribute to these diaspora wars. And like I said, what? We don't even be thinking about shit like this. And you guys think enough to make a whole film about some sacrifices? Like, please call this shit out because this is fucking ridiculous. You are an evil person with an evil spirit to even think to come up with some shit like this.
Basis of the movie was a Jamaican girl basically narrating how it would be a good idea to sacrifice Black Americans to save their island, which isn't even really their island, no shade, no tea. That's a whole other thing for a different day. But so I know I said this multiple times, but again, diaspora content is not my bag. That's not very liked content. That's what I like to create. But ever since I made the content about that gremlin, making the bomb threat, I felt very pulled and compelled to make content about the diaspora, but this is actually going to be like the last time but scrolling on Twitter and I see this video, or I see this tweet rather, and it's basically talking about this short film that somebody made. The whole plot of the film is a Jamaican making a film about sacrificing Black Americans to, I don't know, save their island or something stupid like that. But the reason that I felt so compelled to speak about the bomb threat situation is because I could already see where things were headed. And when that girl got on here and she made her bomb threat, she retracted it and apologized or whatever the case was, the damage was already done because there were people from the diaspora siding with her and saying that they did not see anything that she did wrong. There were mutts siding with her, saying that they didn't see anything that she did wrong. There were other African people, other Caribbean people saying that they didn't see what she did wrong. And what I've always find to be interesting is that nobody sees the wrongdoing and the things that are done to Black Americans until it's their turn. It's okay when it's us. It is not okay when it's them. It get to a place where we're making movies about sacrificing Black Americans. It's not funny because what's going to be the next step is somebody is actually going to start making moves on these tweets and, on these videos and on these short films and, on these TikToks or whatever. And it's bound to happen. And it's a spit in the face. And I just don't understand why everyone hates us so much. Most of the time, we're just asking to be left the fuck alone. What have we done to everyone to make you all hate us so bad?
A Jamaican lady made a movie about sacrificing Black Americans to save the island of Jamaica. Did y'all see that trailer? Oh my God. Did y'all? So apparently the movie is called The Island. And I seen also a screenshot of a tweet from the lady who created the short film saying, "Oh, Black Americans keep saying that other people of the Caribbeans are, we see y'all as viewing us as we're beneath you, but y'all are saying that we've always seen each other as equal and don't try to gaslight me." So you make a movie about sacrificing us on some voodoo shit? Everybody really has it out for Black Americans. Like in the trailer, it was like a Black American family. They were at like a hotel resort, and the woman that made the sacrifice, she was eating. It looked like she was eating the intestines and the organs of, I think it was their father or something. Like maybe she seduced him, like she was about to sleep with him or something. And then, because I seen him like on a bed, like he was tied up, and then she was eating his insides, and she was talking to like whatever deity or whatever, saying, "Do you like the sacrifice? Did you see the sacrifice I made for you?" And then the family now is being questioned, like y'all know the movie or like the show Clue, where everybody's in the house and they're trying to find out like who did it, like who unalived the person. And the family is like, "What the hell, we didn't do it, like, we all have an alibi." And the Jamaican police are like, "Well, y'all's alibi is each other, so we still got to investigate to see what's going on." And I'm just like, yo, this is insane. Now, there's a theory. I don't know if it's biblical, I'm not sure, but I've heard a bunch of people say, I have like this like lip liner anyways, that it took 7 nations to come against us, to steal our land and to destiny swap with us. And given the state of how things are present day, how it's particularly Black Americans that's attacked, berated, degraded, denigrated, belittled, and undermined by everybody, including other deeply melanated people, it started to make me believe that everybody's been trying to steal our inheritance, that we never came on no goddamn ship from nowhere. We've already been here. We literally already had a country that was established, cities and states that were established. A lot of these historic buildings around this country, they all say founded in whatever year, not built. And then they used to like destroy a lot of sites and destroyed a lot of ancient burial grounds and all sorts of things all around this country. They literally were dropping explosives to destroy a lot of things. And then we went through that era in the 50s and 60s, specifically when they would burn our churches down. And you know, a lot of doctrine is kept in churches, like a lot of genealogy, you know, family records, deeds, a whole bunch of stuff is kept and stored in churches. And they was burning ours down. And then now like they're swapping, the immigrants are hijacking civil rights. Like it's just a lot going on. But how the hell she gonna make a movie? Yo, all of this is happening during Black History Month. Like, what is going on? Like, it's spiritual warfare, but we're fighting back. And I don't think anybody ever anticipated that. Anyways, what y'all think? Let me know if y'all saw that. If y'all haven't, let me know. Then maybe I'll read like upload it to my platform so you guys could see what I'm talking about. But all right, bye y'all.
Ain't it funny how we ain't heard a peep from Deontay Kyle? We done got threatened to be bombed. Jamaicans making movies about Black Americans, about sacrificing us. We've had people make follow-up videos of the girl who threatened to bomb us, agreeing with her, and also saying that they will burn us alive. We've had all these different attacks on our lineage, on our culture. But I have not heard a peep from Deontay Kyle. Or what's the other nigga name? Conscious Lee? Or any Pan-Africanist, or any African Caribbean, Afro-Latino. I haven't heard anybody denounce it. But Deontay Kyle went in on foundational Black Americans. That sounds like that sounds like an agent. Because how you got all this smoke for us? We haven't made no threats. We haven't done anything to harm anybody. All we've been saying is we're delineating, leave us alone. We gatekeeping our culture, and we might throw a couple of jokes in here and there, but we haven't done anything to harm anybody. But yet we're getting threatened to be bombed. And the loudest nigga, the loudest fucking Mayo baby, Deontay Kyle, haven't said a word. This is crazy. This is crazy. So y'all already know it's an agenda. At this point, it's an agenda. And he's an agent. He's paid. He gets sponsored by all of these big brands. He's not a true activist. He is a puppet.
The craziest thing to me about the young woman who threatened to blow up Black American Foundation of Black Americans, and now apparently there is a Jamaican woman who created a small film in which she sacrifices Black Americans, is like, why is that energy never directed at the oppressor? Foundation of Black Americans have not oppressed anyone. We don't have the power, the resources, the positionality to oppress anyone. Most of these people are from places that are currently colonized and being extracted for resources. Right now, we're living in a country where the frozen water people are running around snatching people up off the streets, kicking in people's doors, snatching people out of their beds. And it's Black Americans you want to blow up? It's Black Americans you want to sacrifice? That's just crazy to me. That's crazy. It's crazy, it's cowardice. And I think it just speaks to a level of envy. I was trying to figure out what it could be. And what I think it is they envy our proximity. They perceive us as having proximity to whiteness that they don't have. Because not only do we live amongst our oppressors, we do, but we greatly influence the landscape. We influence the culture. And I don't think that any other group of people have had that level of impact while actively being oppressed. I think it's deeply rooted in their white male centeredness. And I think that on some levels they envy our proximity to whiteness. 'Cause I can't figure out what else would like I've been trying to think about it. I like to think about these things. I like to think about the root cause of a thing. Nothing else really makes sense. Nothing else really makes sense.
No, actually, this is very biblical. It really is. It told us we would be hated, and we are definitely hated by all nations. I don't care where they are in this world. I don't care if they're in the furthest country away from America. They hate us there. And it just blows me away. But I tell you what, I wouldn't turn my back on any of them. Mm-mm. But y'all, this is some crazy mess. And I do agree with some of our people on the videos that said, they got all this smoke for us and nothing for the oppressors. Isn't it white people and Chinese people keeping Jamaicans off of their own beaches? Y'all ain't even allowed to go on your own beaches. Can you imagine that, living on an island and you're being blocked from beaches by outsiders? But no, I mean, nobody got smoke for them. Imagine that, the ones that treated you the worst, you have respect for. So is that what we got? We got to kick your ass in order for you to have respect for us? And the ones that have done absolutely nothing to you, you got the deepest hate for. Mm, mm, mm. So y'all, that's what, let's see. One of many ancestral shadows. Thank you for the super chat. Black American freedmen versus the world. Yeah, Yeah, that's exactly what it's like. Quantum solace. Thank you for the super chat. All of this foolishness of the senseless doing the most to get our people away from our objective of focusing on the Most High, Yahuwah. We got bigger fish to fry. We certainly do. And thank you for your support for my channel. I deeply appreciate it. Yes, we do. But no, this is spiritual and it's very biblical. And it said it was going to be this way. But there are still people that walk around and don't believe the Bible is real. But we are looking at the prophecy unfold when we see all this hatred in these people. So it's real. It's definitely real. So, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and conclude. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your support and your prayers. I deeply appreciate it. And I'll be back at 1:45. I have a Haitian woman that was on an interview and she called us dirty Black Americans. And people start talking about Haiti, the island where she came from, and even showed footage there. And, you know, oh, it is what it is, y'all. So I will see you at 1:45. Shalom, family.